Boom, boom, boom. I am spending my spring vacation in Malaysia, and there are many reasons why, but it's been an interesting experience so far. This is my second time in Malaysia, and I think I'm kind of going through what someone would probably call culture shock. And when I moved to Japan originally, I never really experienced culture shock because I knew a lot of what to look forward to. And with Malaysia, it's so weird because I suffer hardcore culture shock whenever I come here. Like, it's been my second time here, and just the shock that I'm going through, it hasn't been like weakened at all. I'm experiencing just as much culture shock now as when I did like a year and a half ago. Hi, welcome to Freezak's Side Quests. This is where I'll be doing sort of other things unrelated to video games and Pokemon. It will probably mainly all be travel vlogs or stuff like that. I don't really know what I want to do with this channel. I just know that I want to upload stuff without a lot of hardcore editing, just kind of make simple stuff just for fun. Because I kind of see it as a chance for me to improve on the sort of vlogging skills. And if my vlogging skills get better, then the main travel vlogs that are related to Pokemon will be better. So this is sort of my practice channel, and you're gonna get to see things that normally I wouldn't talk about on the main channel. So yeah, Malaysia. I've mostly just been eating, sleeping, and sweating because this place is hot as balls. Malaysia is basically summer all year long, and yeah, I've been experiencing. I did not dress properly. I brought two sort of like Hawaiian style shirts, and I brought two pairs of shorts, and then I brought long pants and black pants with sort of a sweats lining on the inside of them, and that was a stupid mistake. Real big, stupid, dumb mistake. Let's see, what have I done so far besides eating, sleeping, and sweating? So one thing that Malaysia has a lot of is like shopping malls, and there's sort of your image of what an American shopping mall is probably what you're gonna get in Malaysia. And the thing is that these shopping malls are everywhere. Anytime that I go out in Malaysia, usually to go out to like a restaurant or go do something, it's like it's always at a shopping mall, and they're like these, yeah, like Mall of America looking shopping malls. There's so many of them. The first time that I was here for like 2 weeks, I think, and every day I went to a different shopping mall. This time I'm kind of relaxing a little bit more. I don't really want to be moving around that much, so my first couple of days here were literally kind of just they were in bed. I didn't really get up very much. I didn't do any much. For some more context, I guess I came here right after the Kansai trip that we just did, which was like related to Pokemon, and then I immediately went back home. The next day I woke up, got on a plane, and now I'm here. So I've had like no rest. So I've been spending a lot of this time resting. Yesterday was the first time that I actually went out and did things, which I think consisted of me going to the Twin Towers, which is like sort of a giant like Malaysian a point of interest for people. The Twin Towers is kind of like it's like a sightseeing area that also has a mall. And currently it's like a pretty big time here in Malaysia. I think it's Ramadan. I could be wrong, but I believe it's Ramadan. So like the crowds are insane right now. I've been walking around seeing some of the different like street vendors and stuff like that, and I'm always interested to try, and I like sort of the Malaysian hustle. This is very much a hustle country. Everyone is trying to make money, and they don't care about like necessarily good customer service. They care about getting you in, getting your money, and getting you out. Once again, I don't really think this is necessarily a bad thing, but it does come as a sort of culture shock to me whenever I am from a country that very much is like the customer is always right, and then I move to a country where basically no one is trying to step on anyone's toes. It's like, let's all be cool. This place is, let's get my bag however I need to. And it's interesting. It's a very interesting concept. Like, I walked past a restaurant the other day, and they just walked up to me like, how many people? And then I was like, I'm just walking past, dude. I'm not coming into your restaurant, but thanks. And then I noticed that the bar that I went to last night had happy hour for A very long time. It had the advertised happy hour times, and then we drank well past the happy hour time, but we were still getting happy hour prices, which was interesting to me. Let's see here. What has shocked me about being in Malaysia? And I don't think that culture shock is necessarily a negative thing. I kind of think that it's a beautiful thing because it's a chance to learn. It's a chance to study, and I think every time that I suffer culture shock, yeah, usually initially it's like a negative feeling, but then it comes down to why do I feel that way, and why is it normalized here, and why wouldn't it be normalized there? I guess the toilets are kind of not really used to the toilets, and I can't really explain the toilets because I haven't like looked into it. I'm kind of nervous. I wouldn't say they're dirty, but they kind of have like hoses on the side of the toilet that they can use to wash their bums, which means that oftentimes they don't have like toilet paper in their toilets, their public toilets, and that kind of scares me. And also it means that there's like water on the floor, which I'm never ready for. I wear, shoes and socks, and the thing I hate more than anything in this world is wet socks. So I actually am carrying toilet paper in my backpack with me just in case I have to go into a public restroom that does not have toilet paper. Even though there are areas for toilet paper, they just don't recycle it, and they don't recycle it. They don't refill the toilet paper, which is fine. That's another thing that has surprised me. This is an interesting one because I noticed at first, culture shock wise in Malaysia, and it's that everyone who's working is on their phone. And this is once again, if you're allowed to do that, by all means. But like in Japan, we're not supposed to be doing that. And then I had a feeling that in America, it's supposed to be like that. You're on your phone. When you're at work, you're working. But then when I went back to America this last time, there was someone at Walmart like putting up shirts and stuff while she was talking to her phone about a recent one-night stand that she had. So what an interesting thing that was. So maybe that's more of a I'm getting older and the youth just need to get off their fucking phones type of situation, The taxi service here is very interesting. There's an app called Grab, or I guess Grub, as they've been calling it around the Japanese folks that I've been hanging out with. And basically, you just call. You're like, hey, I want to go from here to here. You put it like in your app, and then someone will come pick you up in their car. I guess, which is very similar to Uber. And it's kind of interesting. Whereas the rules for driving here are insane. As for like the rules with driving, I think the rules basically are you can go as fast as you can, as fast as you want to. The number one rule is don't die, which is interesting because I feel like every time I'm getting into one of these taxis or one of these Ubers, one of these Grabs, I'm about to die because they go so fast, man. They're speeding. It's insane. And like they just like people are able to, and look, if you're able to do it, it's interesting to me, but I don't think we'd be able to get away with it in Japan or in America. But the way that they're able to like just weave through traffic in these giant cities, like these giant, jam-packed cities with just so many cars, the way that they're able to like weave through, and like there's no like indicating, they're not like, they don't put on their lights or anything, they just do it. It's like in its own little way, it's fascinating, it's beautiful. I wish that I could do that, but I don't have the kind of personality that can do that. One reason why I really wanted to come to Malaysia is because they have two of my favorite things, Taco Bell and Five Guys. And now, if you've never had Five Guys before, I completely understand. I didn't have a Five Guys until I moved into my college town because I didn't know what Five Guys was. But basically, Five Guys, they make the most like, they make some of the best cheeseburgers I've ever had. They're very expensive, but I think Five Guys is more well-known. Can I just say real quick, I think Five Guys has maybe top 3 fast food burgers in the United States, and arguably, because I'm in a different country, the world. A Five Guys burger is amazing. I genuinely think it's top 3, maybe with In-N-Out, but I don't know, because last time I had In-N-Out, it made me sick. So it is what it is. Sorry, California. Five Guys is kind of kicking you up there. And I say top 3 because I feel like that's a pretty safe, that's better than saying number 1, and I feel like it's the most accurate, But I feel like Five Guys is most well known for, if you don't know this, you order food, let's say you order French fries, that's the main example. Is when you order French fries, you can be like, hey, I'd like an L, please. And then L is less of the size that you're getting and more of a suggestion. So what they do is they take the L size little baggy thing and they put it in the bag, and then they just take a cart full of fries and just throw it in the bag. It's disgusting. One thing that cracks me up is every time I get a Five Guys bag, it's just greased around the bottom. And I think that is its like kind of sign of authenticity, is that you're at a Five Guys place if you have all the grease around it. It's fantastic. The food tastes fantastic. Like I said, easily top 3 burger chains for me in the United States, and pretty much the closest place for me to get it in the world right now would be to fly 8 hours to Malaysia. It is what it is. And yeah, like I said, I don't really know how else I can add to this, or what else you can add to this. These videos are going to be kind of simple. They're going to be kind of easy for me to put together and whatnot. What else? I go back home in like 3 days. I've pretty much been on a caffeine detox. I drank a little bit of soda while I'm here because you can kind of do all you can drink soda in Malaysia, just like you can in America. So I've had a couple of sodas, but for the most part, I haven't had like a single pink monster when I've been here. I haven't had any coffee when I've been here. Beer is really expensive in Malaysia, so I haven't been able to like casually buy beer like I like to. I might buy some tonight because I got a little bit of free time, but it's comparatively to Japan, it's really expensive because they also want to sort of discourage the drinking of beer, the drinking of alcohol. So it's a little bit cheap, or it's a little bit more expensive here. There is a place that you can go to in Malaysia called Langkawi, which has like tax-free beer, and the beer there is extremely cheap. I remember a couple of years ago when I went to Langkawi, I was getting drunk. I was in the ocean, and it was about 3 p.m. or so, and I was like the most drunk I've ever been in my life. And I was just like, I could die right now, and just floating in the ocean. So Malaysia does have a special place in my heart. So yeah, I have a couple more days. I'm probably gonna have some more Taco Bell when I can. I'm gonna probably have I don't know if I could do Five Guys one more time. Five Guys, it is also very expensive here. It's about $30 for a meal, which is ridiculous. That's what I'm doing right now. And this is this channel. I hope that you enjoyed this little bit of content. I know a lot of it's gonna be rambling. A lot of it's not going to mean anything. Some of this channel is going to be me doing like maybe some fitness stuff, because once this vacation's over, I'm going to be trying to get back in shape as much as I can. I want to get in solid shape, and I want to remain in good shape. I talked about this before, but the death of my friend kind of hit me a lot, like really hard, and for about 3-4 months thereafter he had passed away. I'd say 3 months. 3 months or so after he had passed away, I didn't go to the gym, and I gained quite a bit of weight that you don't want on your body. So I'm hoping that I can kind of use this channel as a way to sort of maybe check my fitness, and maybe you know, we'll go on a small fitness journey together. I hope that is interesting. But yeah, for now, this is Freezak's Side Quests. I am in Malaysia for a couple more days. I'm going to enjoy the time here. I'm going to relax. For the first time in a couple of months, I'm gonna finally relax. So, yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna get some beer tonight. Cheers.